Bring up Ambassador Al. Dude, are you here? Look at this guy. This fucking
Me?
guy. Yeah, I see that, man. I see that. How's it hanging, man? How's it hanging?
Well, man, it's going well. I just very honored to be here. Special experience. Haven't really spent much time inside of a low rent free housing apartment in Southside Chicago, but so far it feels like home. Feels like home.
Ooh. Well, I mean, I think everybody kind of wants to know. We should just go ahead and just lay it right out for everybody. Why the hell are you streaming MSF?
Well, so the lots of reasons. One is I really enjoyed the streaming community. It's been a great comfort to me for the last couple of years, especially the last year of Marvel Strike Force. But also, I'm going through a little bit of job transition where I didn't like what I was doing, and I was kind of calling a timeout. Luckily, I got savings in the financial services field, and I took my own advice and saved up money. So I'm kind of hanging out for a while until I really figure out what I want to do next. Sort of a midlife crisis sort of deal. I maybe, but not really crisis, but just kind of taking pause to figure out, well, what do I actually want to do, and go from there. In the meantime, streaming is awesome. It's a blast, and I spent a little while in my financial career, about 2 years, doing during the pandemic, teaching classes from home, helping people pass the Series 7 licenses and different things. So I have some experience on the headset, in the camera, talking to people, and I thought, hey, I can overlap these skills and ideas and have fun. And I see how much fun you have with it, and I just want to have a party. And so I just try to make this game a game and have it be fun and communicate to the masses and give back and feel that energy. And whew, it is fantastic. I love it. I get why you guys do it.
Feels a little bit different when you're actually saying it than typing it, right? Because it's like,
Oh,
you get to go ahead and just blurt it out right away instead of just sitting there going blah, 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 I gotta go ahead and type this really fast.
we'll say on the flip side, though, a lot of times it's actually easier to type because when you see some dumb thing you've said, you can go like, wait, don't hit enter. You backspace and you can kind of compose a little bit. And when you're talking, if you start talking too quickly, you can say things you're like, what did I just say that? Like, what I meant was, and it's just tough. So, but yeah, this is great.
Well, I mean, okay, so you kind of answered both of them at saying, why you started streaming and why stream MSF. The community's great. We could say that out of the box. Community is great. Maybe a little bit. I'm a little bit on the fence for Ceci, but whatever. The community's great. You got a bunch of people that really enjoy that. Hey, they enjoy more the community than the game. Oh, look, Ceci, we love you. We do. Sometimes we wish you were under the bridge, but you're here. But the MSF community is just, they're amazing. They really are. They're amazing. They come out of nowhere. They accept everybody. We'll try to raid everybody as much as we can to help out, new streamers and stuff, like that guy. But the game itself, I think it's more, I think it's more, how do you feel the state of the game is?
Well, I'm one of the few people who actually thinks the game is in a good place. I know everyone, our community, I love our community, especially our online Twitch community, the most highly engaged part of our community, the 1% who is so crazy about it that they go out of their way to spend even more time versus just playing the game. But they tend to be also, when they get that involved, you tend to get more stressed about it. And there's a very much the sky is falling, everything is horrible, it's about to go bad kind of feeling. And I don't know if that's just in our intense gamer community or if it's something about the world around us, the endless news cycles where bad news sells more than good news, and if it gets more clicks on YouTube or what have you. We're in this endless loop of negativity, and I think it's hilarious in a lot of ways because negativity is also what the game developers use to sell us more stuff. I've one of the other reasons I wanted to stream is because I actually like the game. I've been playing for 5 years. I think it's a lot of fun, but you have to make it fun. And I think the game's going strong. I mean, we have 5 years, and if they were in trouble, I would say it's sort of like a relationship with your significant other. When you're in trouble, you have to buy them more gifts. When things are going great, you just go do stuff and it's all fine. We had a 5-year anniversary and they're like, yeah, we must be doing all right because we don't have to give you anything. We're going to take this time to sell things to returning players to get in the game. But you guys, you must be good. We don't have to give you a damn thing. So that and lots of other signs. The game's in a good place. They're making money. The community, our community gets very mad because we think things are bad and we see our friends quit, but we don't see the thousands of people who are joining who haven't found Twitch yet, who haven't found YouTube yet, who are already loving the game and keeping the game alive and will be the next wave of Krakens, whales, whatever that we see. They're coming.
I'm not worried about it. I think just like salt does sell. Don't get me wrong. Bad. Any type of publicity is good. I guess decent publicity. I won't say it's good publicity because there was a huge amount of players at one time, and now it's slowly shrinking. But we really don't know the numbers on it unless they tell us. And granted, they did over exaggerate some of the numbers they did in that recent ego video or two. But whatever, the community itself here is great, and once they find the community. And we've seen it with a couple of players that popped out of nowhere where they're like, oh, cool, the community's great. However, I hear a lot of crap about things like, the game doesn't do this or you can't get that or something's just wrong with it. And it's like, I don't know. If you don't know how to combat it, then you're kind of just stuck in that little, hey, you know what? The game's cool. The animations are great. Art department's on point. The rest of MSF, well, you got to kind of find your own fun. I, however, find my fun in Crucible. I like Crucible. Crucible's great. It holds specifically you accountable. If you mess up, it's your fault. And I think you're a bit higher. What league are you in?
Well, I just made it to Masters 2, just like you did. I tend to bounce up and down from the high Masters 1 to low Masters 2, depending on current rule settings, if things have shifted around or if I've adjusted better. It's funny, this last week I was so pissed off at the changes and they're working this thing on the web kernel. I was having so much fun using Tangle on offense and doing things. I was like, and then on Sunday, I was like, everybody hates this chaos. Everyone hates this change. But if I'm the first wave to say, it is what it is, and adapt to it faster than everyone else who's still just. So I would try to concoct new defenses while they're posting on Reddit, while they're streaming on Reddit and going on rants and doing things. I'm like, great, you can yell all you want. It's not going to change, at least not this week. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to win this week. Let me find some changes and ask people about different things. And I was bouncing around different experts, and I went 3-0 this week with defense and just enough offense, and made it work. I still hate the rules. I hate the change of the score thing and all this stuff, but whether you love it or you hate it, it is the game, and so play to win. Hello, you play to win the game. So I found ways to win, man. What are you going to do?
How do you feel about the whole defense, that not seeing what they actually did on defense, or not even seeing the score? I am not feeling this whole score thing. I'm not feeling it.
It's the worst. It's the absolute worst. I can understand that people were like, well, if I use some sort of clever offense, my opponent can then see it and copy it and use it back on me, and that's like cheating. Like, you realize that anybody who's above like a certain level in Crucible, we're all collaborating anyway, right? Whether you're asking your alliance for help in Discord or for other content creators, or jumping on our streams and asking us questions all day long. Now that I'm in us, it's great. Asking each other in chats, everyone's collaborating. No one, you think anyone's really doing their own homework, looking on just their own paper? You're crazy. So there was always that sort of thing. So that to me was like not even a big deal. But people were, oh no. And the second thing was people were like, well, since if my opponent goes first and I go second, I get a huge, ginormous, gundity, huge advantage where I can't possibly win if I go first. I got to go last, so I'll wait till last second. And then, yeah, what if we're in a bad time zone? What if that last hour of Crucible, the only hour that matters, it's like 3 a.m. in Singapore or whatever. I don't know. I'll ask Rolf what the time zones are, and so it's unfair. I almost always won when I went first. Put a big score to make them freak out and panic and make dumb attacks. So okay, whatever. But
well, I'm usually
either
the one
way,
that goes second. I like going.
Well, yeah,
I
you
don't
go
mind going
like 4
second.
seconds.
Yeah, I don't mind going second. It's just sometimes it's better to go second. Then sometimes if you see their defense, you know you can run right through it. No big deal. I'm just gonna run right through it and call it a day. But if I'm looking at it, I'm going, oh my god, this is like a big punch up. I'm probably gonna get my ass handed to me. Let me ask some people if I could get some help with this, because hopefully I could win. But I don't know. If I don't see what they did to beat my defense, fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. If I could see the score, I would like to see the score. Not seeing the score is just.
Sure. I figure if I at least see the score, and even if I don't know if it's even a final score, it could be a partial score. It can be, hey, they put up 33,000. I'm like, well, did they actually fail on 2 of my defenses? Or are they just waiting to see what I do, and I need to get ahead of that score, and that's useful. It's interesting. Or if it's over and like, hey, they put up 51,170, and I haven't even gone yet. I'm like, I'm gonna lose, but we'll see what happens. But at the very least, you can then adjust your defenses between trial 1 and trial 2. My thing is, one, I'd like to see the score. One, because I can put up a big score and scare them to freak out. Or if I'm confused, I wait and see what they do. And if they only clear 3 or 4, the old game. But even then, there's still mystery of like, well, did they actually finish their attacks and with that score? Or is that a partial score? Fine. But I think the very least we should get from the game people, whatever Fox, Go Bleed Boundless, whatever, Bottlenecks, I think we call them.
Whatever.
Doesn't matter. Scopal next. Thanks, Philosopher. But it was like, if both sides are done, you're both out of attacks, or hey, maybe a big button that says tap out, like I'm not making any more attacks. Then if both guys have hit the button, or both people have hit the button, or both people are out of attacks, it shows the scores and you get your results. So it's actually be an advantage to go early, so you can both be done and go, hey, I've got 3 hours left to make my defenses better because that didn't work, or take them all off, or whatever. But right now, the exact instant you find out the score is the exact instant it's too late to do anything about it. And that's just hey, let's take all strategy out of it. Let's just have buttons. Let's just give all 3. Hey, don't tell me any scores until the entire week's over. And then I look back and go, was I 3-0 or 0-3? So let's just wander in the wilderness. It's just insane. Tell me the scores. Come on, give me the scores.
At least the scores. That's all I really care about. Just at least let me see the score. The score would be perfect enough for it. I don't need to worry about the defense. At least if I knew the score, especially ahead of time, I can be like, all right, at least I know I got to change something up. I might not know exactly what it is till after this round, but I should change something up because obviously something I'm doing is not working. But how do you feel about now using Apocalypse in Crucible?
I love using Apocalypse in Crucible. Saying that, I haven't really won with them yet, but it's a lot of fun. I've come really close. I've worked on it's ended up being a 2-tap for the dreaded Room 5, Tangleweb Eternals, and one time it was Noir, one time it was Emma, and one time it was Beast and Bishop because the guy just didn't know what the hell he's doing. Shout out to Scott. You're the man. To somebody, but not to me. Is that rude? Maybe. But I use this weird combo. I'm blanking on what I use. Basically Apocalypse and Unlimited. I basically put Apocalypse in, and I dropped Phantom X, and maybe I could have dropped Dazzler. I don't know. We're still playing with it. But the first time I did it, I hit all the. I forgot that his stuff was unavoidable, so I kind of saved the Spectral and all that stuff. And but I cleaned up with they cleaned up with like Infinity Watch or something else. And then second time I played it better, and I almost won, but I got really bad RNG. I got Weaver tunneled out my my rogue who like never took anything past her first, like just never had a turn. It was like, this is ridiculous, but it's still very close. So I'm loving the idea of him taking the safeguard off and having enough speed and doing the damage. And if he gets enough turns, the big hit, and then the finishing move with the empowered basic. And I'll put it on 1X because, as you said before, the art department is the best department in this game.
Yes.
And if you have it, if we could put if we put 8 minutes out of 5 minutes to actually watch the animations, I got time.
Yeah.
I got no life. Put on 1X and just let the things go. I think whenever Kang ults on Wakanda in Room 6, or whatever you do in Room 6, 1X and just watch him just nuke him down. It's fantastic. So yeah, it's good times. Yeah, it's good times.
Well, the art department, they're not perfect. They did mess up a few times. I don't know what's up with AA's face. Hulk being so freaking small. I don't know what the hell they did there. Is there any, yeah. Good. Oh my God. Some of them are, but I would say majority of the art in the game is pretty top notch. Red Hulk, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. He looks amazing and he slaps like no other. He could come back at like this of just 5% health and still end up winning the match, which is ridiculous for a character. Just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And how have you?
Like Mario, I'm wearing the hat in honor of my host here, guys. I want to sit in style and match pace, and I had to go run and get a hat. I told him I'd go to the bathroom break, but I really was trying to. I gotta find a hat. Yeah, and I was like, "Can I have a sombrero?" I'm like, "No, they got thrown out because it got some water damage on it." I'm like, oh, and I was like, "This will work. This is a weird novelty hat." So, yeah. Anyway.
I don't need to have style, Ceci. It's literally, hey,
Mario.
I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. What do you think about the time heist deals that came out?
So I thought about it and I was like, all right, first off, I was like, was there anything I can get out of this? And I looked through, I'm like, I'm a high-end player. I'm like 42.4 mil TCP. I'm like, okay, cool. But it's always looking for an edge, always looking for an angle, looking for a thing. And I'm willing to spend $100 if it was going to actually make a big difference. I looked through and was like, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, has no value on that. Okay, so it's basically 20 million gold for $100. And I was like, I'm not doing that. If you just don't spend the gold, you have the gold. As a financial person, I'm like, well, the best way to make money is just simply to not spend what you have. And I was like, that's a terrible deal. But outside of my personal selfish thing, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I would totally look at the hyperspace bundle. I mean, time heist. Yeah. One more thing we can steal from Star Wars.
Star Wars. Well, I mean, they're kind of they're a little bit behind the times with it, so they should have had they knew they were going to build a game that is very, very. It could keep going. It really can. When you think about it, this game could be endless with the amount of characters that are in the Marvel universe, and that's not even saying, hey, just the X-Men characters or even the Spider-Verse characters. That's a bunch, but it's just they're taking their time with it. I know the game's not going anywhere, no matter what because there is enough spenders out there to keep this game flowing. I don't hate on spenders. If it's your money, you do whatever the hell you want with it. Your money. That's fine. Yeah. It's just, I don't want to feel pressured to do it. And the Time Heist bundle for current players isn't going to do anything. For newer players, probably below 45, is it's beautiful. It looks great.
Yeah. So I think it's like kind of two categories of the new players and how it's going to impact them. My general take on new players is they shouldn't buy it, because I think if you're gonna really get in this game, play the game. mess around, make mistakes. Don't worry about the things that we try to tell you. It's build this, don't build that. Guy did this, whatever. Because the first 50 levels, you can make mistakes and it's totally recoverable and it's just fun. You need to figure out how the debuffs and the buffs work in the game. That's not how it's written in the kit. No, it sure isn't, but it's how it works in the game. You have to learn how it actually works versus how you read it, and just characters and deal with struggles and overbuild this character and ignore that character. You need to go through some of those toils and troubles to learn how this game really works before you decide to commit. Hey, I'm going to be on this game 24/7 the rest of my life, and I'm going to spend my money on it, and I'm going to go nuts and all that kind of thing. I've heard players, play it a bit, but I also say, hey, if it's a second account or you've played this sort of game before, you've played Star Wars Galaxy Heroes or whatever, and you've got an idea of how this stuff works, and you're like, the best content is at the end of the game, and you know the general things, how these things work. Yeah, sure, skip up to level 50, 65, 80. I get that. It's good for you as a player, and it's really great for the company because they're going to get all these sales off of you, but they're really going to get more sales off of you if you're the kind of person who's going to go ahead and buy these offers. And I really think that I can't imagine someone buying just one. They're probably going to buy the whole string. They may or may not
I
feel
hope no one
worth it
buys
at
the
that
whole
point,
string. Dang, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
You can't buy just one. People are like, oh, when it's level 80, you got to buy the one. You got to buy like 5 offers, right, or 4 offers or whatever.
Oh no,
that's going to happen. And what's great for the game company, right? Because if let's say you're the game people, right, and you want to sell somebody who's going to buy this $100 offer with 1,200 DPCs? Someone whose commander level is 30? Nope. But if I can jump them from 30 up to 80, now I've increased my market. The number of people who could be in the market for buying these ridiculous don't buy that offer, buy that ridiculous offers is now a lot bigger. So it's great for them. It's great if you know how the game's working, you want to speed through the game. But I would say, man, it's like speeding through life. The best way to be free to play, and I'm not a free to play player, but I'm cutting back. Best way to get there is to just go, I don't want to speed through life. Would you hit the fast forward button from age 15 to age 40? No, there was a lot of fun in between that I could look back now and went, oh, that was great. I wish I could do it again. I wish my knees were still good. I wish all kinds of things were still good like they were back when I was 18, 23, 27, 34. Why would you want to fast forward through all that junk? Well, because I'm going to rush. I want to be, when you're 50-year-old kid, you think, yeah, I want to be the 50-year-old CEO. And you're like, no, man, you want to be the 20-year-old intern. It's way more fun. Kidding.
Well, I remember starting the game with so I didn't know nothing about the game starting in, and I just knew, hey, I should build up characters or whatever. And I seen, a couple of the events because they were really starting to get big on events, but you had to grind your mind out to finish, the event fully, because most of the events 4 years ago were blitz heavy, but they were manual blitz heavy, and you had to blitz your mind out.
Oh, yeah.
If there was an offer, the offer was to basically bypass the milestones, and then you basically were done. Now that's not that way. Now the milestones are, you bypass it, but you still got to go further. You still got more and more offers to go with, and I am not a fan of it. I don't know how you feel about it. I don't like it. I'd rather, if you grind your mind out and you want to spend 100% of your time in this game and maybe blitz all day and do crucible and arena attacks and war attacks all day, more power to you. That should complete the events. But you shouldn't, if you grind enough and then you still got 4 more milestones to go and they're just not within reason, it just doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's a good way to sell an offer because they look really unattainable.
Gotcha. I will say that while you were talking, I did check, and I've got 24 minutes until I can blitz again. So that's because I had to check me. What you do? Like I'm like, oh yeah, how am I doing? I can't blitz till 8 o'clock reset because I hit my 8 rotations today. I hit the cap, so I'm that guy. So I've always I was always a grinder and a spender.
Mr. Solomon, thank you for the follow.
That was my edge. Was like, well, if my compatriots are spending let's just say, if they're spending, let's say, $100 on something, $100 on something, to not have to play, and if you try to grind it all out and lose your life, you can get same thing. But what if I spent $50 and did all the grinding? I can be ahead of both groups. Ha ha ha. And try to find my own sweet spot and optimize it. So that worked out for a long freaking time. And especially with these events, when they first came out, you could hit all the events by either grinding or spending or a mix of the two. What they figured out was, hey, you know what we're going to do? You can get the monthly stuff, the monthly characters thingy, whatever. Cool, no problem. You want your bracelet, the bracelet, all those little events, sure, go for it. But if you want to hit all these milestones, you know what we're going to do? We're going to put 8 more milestones, 12 more milestones, 30 more milestones out there that you can only get if you grind and spend, or spend. And which, hey, why wouldn't you? I mean, if a store is selling, hotcakes, why wouldn't it sell hotcakes and hash browns and eggs? And of course, but our job as players is to say, we can't make them not offered on for sale. Our job is simply to not buy it. Our job is to figure out, what do I actually want? What am I willing to give up? What's my value? What's my value proposition? And kind of go, yeah, I want the free stuff, which I can get from just grinding. And if I spend $10, I can get 1 more milestone or 2 more milestones. And I want those things because they help me get the other thing that makes me feel better about whatever. Whether I can beat my Crucible guy if I got 1 more then yeah, do those things. But don't get stuck, because no matter what you do, they're going to put more things. The store is always going to have more. You go to the Gap, they're going to have more pairs of jeans or more hoodies or more whatever. They're going to put more stuff out there because they want you to buy out the whole place, and they'll get more for you to buy more. There's never, if you're trying to chase the treadmill of get every milestone, you're an idiot, because they're going to keep making more milestones you can't get to without spending more money.
Yeah, I didn't mind the grinding back then.
Pick your spots. Pick your spots, man.
Yeah, I didn't mind the grinding back then. The grinding was somewhat decent. Granted, the fact we only had 10 to 20 blitz teams, but if you did those matches, the 2 hours was almost over by the time you got to most of them. And then you're like, crap, I got to do it again. I got to keep doing it again. And it was all manually blitzing. But I would rather I would rather get close to something to that, because the game here, I want to play the game. I don't want to sim the game. I want to play the game. That's what I'd like to do. Yeah. I want to play the game. And they've fallen a little bit away from it because they keep adding sim buttons, go ahead buttons, whatever. But I guess I could segue into it is, how do you feel about the current state of war compared to what it was 2 years ago? Compared to what it was 2 years ago to now.
4 years ago. I mean, I've seen the whole cycle of it. I'll tell you. I mean, back in the day, I was in Pants with Hulk in 2019, and we got invited to help playtest War before they brought War to the game. So I've been dealing with that buggy nonsense for kind of 4 years now. It's crazy. I thought it was fun. I liked the idea of it because, look, this is an alliance-based game. Cyber. I see people complain all the time on Twitch streams, on YouTube, on Reddit, saying, why can't this game be a solo game? Why do you keep forcing me to do these alliance things? I'm like, it has, from day one, it was in 24-person alliances. If you quit your alliance, do you get to fly solo? No, you get put into another default alliance. You're always in an alliance.
Yeah.
Why is that? 2 things. 1, peer pressure to make you buy more stuff, right? Accountability, bros. I wouldn't have, but my 10 guys bought the offer, so I better buy the offer to keep up with my guys. And sure. But number 2, because a lot of the best content in the game, early on, a lot of the best content in the game is based on 24 people collaborating to do the same thing. And to me, nobody complained about that 5 years ago. I don't know if it's our current political state, current state of the world, or maybe it's a pandemic thing where we went to our own little bubbles, but this idea that we're better off on our own and ignoring the fact that we're part of a team or a city or a nation or a world or whatever, we like, everyone's got main character energy. I want to just do myself. I'm like, well, that's fine. Do it by yourself. We just download a game that's not online. You'll be fine. This game is about collaborative effort, and I think people who complain about that, it just means you don't play well with others. And I had to have t-shirts. It plays well with others. The reason I got into games was to play with other people. I wanted to play Risk with 4 and 5 people. I wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons with the people. I wanted to play basketball I want to play pickup basketball. I don't want to play by myself and just shoot baskets. I want to go and play a game and be with other people and connect. And the idea that people hate alliance-based things where you've got to connect with people, I don't like those people because they're not like me. I like to be in the group dynamic. And so people are on Discord. If you can be on Twitch, you've got Discord, you can talk, you can communicate. There's raid maps. You raid. Raid was great content. And then there was War, which I haven't talked about at all. But sorry, but I do have long answers. But I think War is I do. But I think War can be fantastic if everyone in your alliance wants it to be the same way that you want it to be. I've seen people who are in super casual alliances and they do War just enough to get whatever points for the event. Or they say, hey, go nuts if you want to, but you don't have to. No minimum requirements. Just do what you do. And I've been at the very tip top of the game. The Diamond Alliances, where it's like, if you don't get your 8-hour, max attacks in the first hour, you might get booted during the war. I mean, it's savage. But at the time, I was like, that's not a problem because we were all like, yeah, bro, I'm getting my attacks. Where are you? Let's go. And there was very much a esprit de corps team sort of thing. So it's been awesome. Yeah, I've always, but I played the game on purpose, trying to get it into a top alliance because I wanted to be that way. I didn't want to be in an alliance where I was the one guy organizing everything, doing everything, and no one else wanted to do stuff. So yeah, if you're in an alliance that's not that is that way, it's a way other than way you are, change your alliance. You're like, oh God, but I like playing with my friends.
Find an alliance for you. If you're casual, find a casual alliance. If you want to go top tier, then start networking out. You might have to use Discord. You might have to ask a question in Twitch or two or on YouTube and videos. Hey, is there an open alliance? Do something to get yourself up there. However, I didn't know anything about asking up or whatever. I got thrown into default alliance, and then I started asking questions and stuff, and I was like, you know what? I'm not getting to where I want to get. Maybe I should start asking people where the hell to go or what to, like, who can I talk to find out, because I could see these alliances going after, like, beautifully in War, and the alliance I'm in, they're just like, yeah, we just don't feel like hitting all of our attacks today. We got shit to do, so no, I want to actually play.
And I'm not mad at those people. I'm just saying you want to clump together with people who do the same thing you do. If you want the ability to opt out of a war or two because you got the kids and the stuff and the works or whatever, then find an alliance that's cool with that and just realize that you have no ability to yell at them if they do it. That's how it works. It's fine. And find a way. There are social ways to find the level where you need to be. And I'll say two things. One is, if you leave your alliance and you are using Discord, like everyone in this game uses Discord if they're above a certain level of involvement. They really do. Then guess what? Your friends are still your friends on Discord. It's like if you move from Chicago to Indianapolis, your friends still have they can still text you, right? They can still call you. You can still visit. You can still video, you FaceTime. How are they no longer your friends, man? It's a cool thing. Number two is, align your involvement in the game around two things, right? One is rewards, and one is fun. I think fun is a much bigger reward. It's what do you actually enjoy from it? If you're playing things, I'm willing to do this drudgery, this slog in order to get 8 gold orbs. Okay, but I play this game to play the game. If you hate the trudge, and I say, yeah, then go ahead and spend $20 to opt out of the drudgery, or to say, maybe I don't need those 8 gold orbs. Maybe I kind of wanted them, but I'm just chasing pixels in a game. And if it's making you feel bad about your life and stressing things out, and you're like, well, I gotta blow money I don't want to blow, or I gotta blow my energy and time, or I could be doing other things, and you're just hating it, dial it down. Maybe you just don't need to chase that reward. I try to chase the fun. I try to chase that the moment where it's like, yeah, that was cool when you won the war, and you're like, yeah. I mean, I've been up at 4 a.m. hitting that overnight reset to win a war in the race, and we were on voice chat. We screamed and went nuts and woke up. I woke up my wife. I woke up the cats, and yeah, I got trouble for it, but whatever. But it was worth it. It was so damn fun. We were in. It was a thing. And if you don't
Well,
have that feeling,
yeah,
and you're not going after that, and
mhm.
all you want is the 8 gold orbs, go
I
play Candy
I
Crush or something. I don't know, man. It's just I don't know. It's weird. I don't get it.
yeah, I think the close wars, yeah, Bendy, the close wars, and you're watching it and you're going, oh my god, we're not gonna win. Oh my god, they're hitting another one. Oh my god, that feels great. However,
Yeah,
the
it's real.
rewards, I
Your words are
I am
dog crap.
I guess
They're dog
I'm
crap. It's
old
not worth it at
school.
all.
Yeah, I'm old school with it, and I feel that hey, if you win, the rewards should be significantly higher than the losing team. Now, yeah, I know that hey, they played or whatever, they're getting something. If they get something, that's great. But those rewards for you winning should be like way up here. Like, oh my god, we busted our ass, whatever. Boom. That is it's crazy. And then
Yeah.
to top it off, if
Gamers,
you really want to
gamers
cause
broke it.
harm, MVP awards. The
Oh,
MVP should get
fuck
something
MVP.
extra for putting in the work. That
No,
would
no, 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 no,
that
no,
would
no.
increase it a lot. And I know people are like, "No, we got to have participation trophies." That's not how wars work. You win and you lose. Somebody's going to lose. That's the way it works. But
I get
I
that.
think it should be something at least get it to where it's a significant increase or between the two rewards because the winning and the losing rewards is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Well, I'll give you two counterpoints. One is we had war rewards that were bigger than the losing rewards, and which made people actually, well, which caused two big problems. One, we felt really pressured to buy war only characters, so that were not useful anywhere else in the game, and that's bad because it's money. And two, what ended up happening is, gamers going to game, hackers going to hack. People found a way to say, what you do is, if you drop down from, am I still in there? If we
Yeah,
drop
you're there.
down from our our alliance, if we pay somebody some money or work out a handshake deal and drop down to an alliance that has a lower ranking, so rather than build up from platinum to diamond, or I don't know, diamond to platinum, I don't even, whatever, gold to whatever, that build the rankings up to get better rewards as an alliance. People would drop down, find an alliance cell, and put out members so they could win 10 in a row against comps. And
I mean,
so
okay, if you
because of the
really,
rewards, so,
yeah,
so the game could, but which I understand, but the thing is, the game company couldn't fix that. So rather than fix that, they just gave us all the same trophies whether we won or we lost.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
thanks. Well, come on, Scopel, you're better than that. Like, well, your track record says you're not, but they
But then
didn't fix that.
what's the purpose of putting in the little part there where it says, "Ooh, the MVP of war." How?
Okay,
Like
so MVP. So
how?
MVP is a separate of that. So MVP, I'll say a couple of things. One is, as an officer, as a captain, number one, I only have 3 MVP awards in my entire 5-year career. So 4 years of war, 3 MVPs, and 2 of those were in back-to-back wars. And one of those was against basically an almost a shell alliance, where basically I got the one guy who was actively playing in that alliance with 23 placeholders. He attacked my defense and gave me like nine defensive wins, and then quit. So MVP. So a couple things. One is it can totally be gamed, and there's always that guy in your alliance who goes after web warriors in every room, who never does a stack, never does a cleanup, never goes after anything other than is trophy hunting, and doesn't actually help your alliance win. The point system for MVP is a total joke. I think that the defensive wins should be like way higher. Even that can be played with, but not as much as the offensive. Like, oh well, you hit you beat Darkhold, which right now is I can punch up on 1.6 mil Darkhold with a 900k Underworld team, and like it takes me 30 seconds to hit auto. But going in and cleaning up like a Marauders team, I might screw up, but I'm gonna get half as many points towards MVP. I ain't touching that one. I'm only going after the guaranteed. I know I can win the big teams, jump in the first 20 minutes and game it. It doesn't really reward the right behavior for trying to help you win. It's a joke. It's a joke.
If they brought in the efficiency part of it.
Oh, like Crucible or like
Something
Galaxy Growth
close to
thing.
it. I know it's a little bit different because of war, and that it could be because there's a lot more rooms, and you gotta and then you gotta focus on the fact that hey, you're getting it based on that you could always put in defensive stuff too, defensive points because you've won for that or something like that. So basically, get a decent defense, decent offense. There, your whole entire squad gets it. But maybe that I don't know. I'm trying to think of it because it's kind of like why throw out the whole MVP just
It shouldn't be
signature
there.
there if you're not really gonna reward it.
It shouldn't be there for. I don't want to like, well, what's the point? But people still go for it. I think people still like they go out of their way to be a bad teammate to get MVP. For what? There's no. You don't even get like a cool border around your character. You don't get anything. You don't get like one gold. Nothing. You get nothing. Like, oh, you really think your 23 teammates who watched you basically, pick and choose your battles are gonna be like, oh, my hero, Mr. MVP. You call him Mr. Touchdown. You think it's really happening? Or the guy giving himself, oh, look at me, I have 284 MVPs. I'm like, yeah, and your alliance is in like Wood 3. Who gives a crap? You're the one guy who's like 18 mil TCP, and the rest of your alliance is at like 6 mil TCP, and you fight a Stell, and you're the MVP. I'm like, yeah, bro, because it doesn't do anything. But on top of all that, again, because they made wins and losses basically the same, they made MVP basically nothing. Because the really only thing war comes down to at this point is penal stick measuring contest. It's simply bragging.
I'll agree with that.
It's bragging rights, especially on the older players. We talk crap, we go back and forth, and we post, you can remember this time, and people have like these amazing memories, like, 17 months ago, when you botched that attack on Hero Asgardia, or whatever the hell, and they're like, yeah, it's goofy and crazy, but there's no other reward for war. There isn't. There's no other real reason to be great versus just being good enough. It's stupid.
I think they need to revamp it or do something with it to get it to make it not as stale as it was or as it is now.
Yeah.
It's been slowly going in that direction, so they need to either change up the rooms or add some type of upgrade or something to it so that way it appeals some more. Because I see the appeal of CC is because it changes every couple of months. Now, granted, they did screw us over and change it a week ago, right in the middle of a season, and said, "Screw everybody, you're gonna have to adapt to it," which is fine, but we just gotta deal with it. I think it was good and bad at the same time. Bad that they did it without actually telling us they were going to do it. They said something was coming, but they could have just said we're going to change it in season 3. Good because then it rejuvenated the whole, oh crap, now we got to rethink this room. Now we got to rethink that room. Now I got to rethink how to play them and them and that. So it still gave into that we have to think again instead of just, oh, we're finally getting into the situation of it.
I'm hoping the learning lessons from Crucible to apply to war. I think if you want to make war great again, because it really was really great, guys. There was a time where it mattered. Again, I think the shell thing totally broke a lot of it up. Or simply, hey, I want to get better rewards, so I'll just join a bigger alliance that already has the higher ranking, which really caused havoc with alliances and poaching and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Make sure I'm.
Go ahead, try it.
Hold on. Are we back on now? Better.
Nah, they're gonna make it. Don't matter. To them, it does. I don't know. Oh, now we can hear you. Whoa, now we can't hear you. Man, you dropped the mic. He dropped the mic. He dropped the mic. He dropped it. Nope. See? Y'all wanted to get him to change the cord. He can't hear it now. Screw it. Pull the cord. Nope. Yep. Yep. It's not my cable. I don't know. He's not next to me. He's not sitting right here next to the desk. All right. He's in there. He's on there. I'd say fuck that. Change the cord. Oh God. It's not the cord. I think it's based off in Discord. Oh shoot. Let's see what he says. Nope. There you go. Oh, you might have to change the Discord, the Discord thing or whatever. Tell him to find the nearest coconut phone. He's trying to find it. Give him a second. He's looking for it. Yeah, you gotta change the setting on the mic. We'll do it. He was talking for a second, but we'll get to it. First big time you... Hey, he's just starting. I had the same fucking problems as he did when I started off, so give him a second. He had the same problems then. Do not worry about it. Let's see. Oh, we still can't hear you, bro. I don't think it's a cord problem. There it is.
There.
Somewhat. I think it changed the settings on Discord to where it's now adjusting the volume. Like if you talk, it's going to automatically do it. Try it now.
I didn't change anything.
There it goes.
All right, I'm on there.
There you go. Boom. We're good.
I think the battery went low and it slipped out for a second. It's really weird. Anyway, we good?
Oh, well, you slipped out for a second, huh? Yeah, you
still
should.
Doing weird stuff?
Nah, you sound good. You sound fine now.
Okay. All right. Where was I? I was in the middle of a giant rant. Who knows? I think I was saying the big point away again. I think my poaching alliances was part of it here. Was the if your wife's happy, she can't get stolen away from you. If your alliance mate's happy, they can't get poached away from you. The poaching thing was like, it's just like saying, like Bank of America is always hiring. So if your employee decides to go work at Bank of America, it's not Bank of America's fault. It's your fault for making the employee not feel valued at your company, or it wasn't a good fit. Maybe the person's like, hey, I actually have bigger dreams than you guys. I don't want to just play one war a week. I want to play all the wars. And they're going to leave. They're going to go somewhere else. And you have to say that's how life is. Life is about constant change. You're subject to change. Everything is subject to change. Why would it not be? That's how the world works. Things can't get better if they don't change from how they were. So you just have to keep going, well, I recruited full lines once. I'm never going to recruit again. You're an idiot. You're always got to recruit again. That's silly. But make war great again. What if they change the rules as often in war as they do in Cosmic Crucible? What if, like, hey, the next 8 weeks, hero mutants have extra abilities and blah, 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 blah. Or, hey, Bridge, for the next 4 weeks, Bridge has this benefit or that, whatever. Or for the next 4 weeks, this, blah, 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 blah. And they ran out, however long the war season, or whatever period of time, mix it up, and they can. For them, it's a win-win. They can use it to sell more stuff because they'll change the rules to impact only the very newest shiny toy. And I'm telling you, the Kraken's at the very top 5 to 10, whatever the right number is of alliances. They're going to buy those things anyway. They're going to keep on buying.
Yeah, so,
am I in Wakanda? Am I in Overform? You can get it too.
All right, so let's try this nice, fun little thing. We're gonna start off with the last part of it. It's called rapid fire questions. I'm gonna ask you 10 rapid fire questions. Whatever the first thought comes into your head, how to answer it, just go ahead and pop out the answer. And chat will either bust your balls whenever you're on stream next, or they'll start talking crap right now. But it doesn't matter. But we're literally we're gonna go ahead and see and divide chat up just a little bit to see which one they're actually going to enjoy with this whole thing. All right, you ready for it, my guy?
Sounds great. I'm ready to say, and anybody who's in chat who's like, "Oh, you're full of crap," and I've already pissed you off, and you already want to argue with me. Come to my stream. I stream at 10 o'clock, 10 to 2 o'clock most nights. Not Friday, Saturday, but other nights. Come argue with me. I would love to argue back. As an ambassador, my philosophy is ABN. Always be negotiating. we will talk and work through it. And I may change to your idea. You may change to mine. It's an open forum. Tell me how I'm full of crap, and maybe I am. And I'm like, oh my God, you're right. I'm listening. I'm here to listen. I know you talk a lot, but I really prefer listening to even to talking. So I do love talking. Anyway,
All right.
so yeah,
Ready?
bring it on. I look forward to 10 chances to piss off the audience.
We're gonna go through it quick. Just whatever the first answer you get is, just knock it right out. All right.
Okay.
Wave 1 Avengers or Ravengers?
I use Ravager.
Which moon bitch, dragon or stone?
Oh, it's cool.
Huh?
I missed it. I heard.
Okay.
What's the third question?
Which moon bitch, moon dragon or moon stone?
Moonstone. She's hot. I'd hit that.
Best horseman.
Red Hulk. Red Hulk. Red Hulk. Red Hulk.
Do you like the APOC rework?
Yeah, he's got to feel at least fairly good to use. If you spent all this goddamn time using him, you got to find a way to make him win. Looking to see what other stealth reworks happen. They're coming. They're going to keep reworking until he feels great.
War practice or RTA?
Oh, I love RTA. RTA is my jam. I'm like the only guy left in the game who loves RTA. I do war practice just when my war captains tell me I have to. But RTA is fun because it's like you can lose and there's no consequences. You can like sub this and try this and try this and try this, and you can confuse the hell out of people. It's great.
Arena or manual blitzing?
Ooh, it's tough. I'm not a huge arena fan. I usually do like one arena fight a day if I feel like it. I would actually, honestly, since I'm not currently working, I got time. Manual blitzing is way more fun for me. I like to use different teams and mix things up. Arena, it's like it's the same 5 against the same 5 against the same 5, or you mix one or mix whatever. It's boring as all get out for me, and I don't even care about arena at all. I think arena should be gone from the game. I think it's my least favorite mode. I prefer blitzing. I prefer manual blitzing to arena. Yeah, not even. If they gave me 300 cores for manual blitzing, would you do it? Like, hell yeah.
Ultimus or Nobu?
Ultimus thinks out loud. I hate Ultimus because they kept reworking him to make us try to build him, and we actually invested in that guy. Nobu is fun AF, man. I'm looking forward to Mecha Nobu coming soon. Mecha Nobu.
Okay. Rogue or AA?
For what?
Rogue or Archangel? Which one?
I'm going with Rogue. She is so much fun to use, and I love her floating there, blowing kisses, and I like the Rogue costume. She is great. Archangel, I wanted Angel and then Archangel. That's like an empowered version of Scan or something, but just getting Archangel, and the artwork is so horrible and whatever. Rogue is more fun. Archangel's a great, underappreciated character, but give me Rogue.
All right, I'll give you a couple of seconds to decide on this one, and this one will probably piss a few people off. I don't care, but Run 7 or Purple Sticky?
Run 7 or Purple Sticky?
Yep.
Oh, I'm a Purple Sticky guy. I'm a sticky icky dude, man.
Sticky icky.
I love my Purple Sticky. He's the first content creator I ever actually subscribed to with my own money and not just assessing donated gift sub. And I've renewed it every month. And he's the bomb. I love him on Run 7. He's kooky. He's wild. Really, I want to really go to Run 7 streams hoping to talk to Way Too Raw, because he is awesome. He's by far the better half of that one. But no. Sorry, Run. Love you, buddy. His ads that are not on stream are the best part of his content. His content is great, but his ads, the Prime things, and little goofy videos, he really shines.
Crazy.
But just for pure drama, the 3-hour build-up to finally get like one attack from Purple Sticky, that's the best content. The drawn out content, the never-ending tease content. He's the best. The best.
All right. Well, what time did you actually decide on when you're going to be starting to stream regularly? Or have you come down to that yet?
For now, and I'm trying it out for a week. I decided a couple days ago. I'm going to try the 10 p.m. Eastern time to 2 a.m. Eastern time slot. I'm a night owl. I get lots of the West Coasters. In my second half of my stream, I get a lot of UK people, and it's been a blast. We're talking about football, real football. We call it soccer here. We're talking about old school things for the Brits, but whatever. But I do a lot of basic midnight Crucible attacks is kind of my thing now. So from 10 to 12, we talk, we analyze. I got my spreadsheets. We try to figure out what we're going to do in Crucible, and then at midnight we actually do our hits. We let it rip and get in there and do it. So tonight's content will be analyzing what happened in the last one, where I'm at 3-0, so I'm going to have myself on the back all the time. But try to figure out what's going to happen next and get some ideas and suggestions. Have people send in, screenshots of their Crucible defense. Because Crucible is the best content in the game right now. It really is, and so people have most questions and most interesting part of it. So that's what we're going to do. Is basically right now 10 p.m. to midnight, and then midnight to 2, so the 4-hour block there.
Is that every day or
every day except Friday night, Saturday night? Because I have to, I really do like my wife, and those nights she's actually available because she works work from home, but she works from 6:45 to 3:45. So she goes to bed at 10 p.m. So when she goes to bed, and I'm a night owl, I'm going on stream.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, you can find Ambassador Al. You can find him out there. 10 Eastern Standard Time. He'll be on today because it's one of those days. So, hey, he'll be on there. But, yeah, man, make sure you go give him a follow. Make sure you go check him out. Make sure you see him on stream. We're trying to get his happy ass to affiliate as quickly as possible. That way he does do some stuff. I guess he just decided not to do the full Mario anymore. But
I was wearing the hat in honor of you, but it's starting to really scratch my forehead.
It's a lot chillier in here, so it feels great.
Okay. I was getting warming. Sorry.
No problem, man.
I don't know where I had on stream. Maybe I'll make at some point I'll add redemptions and point things where you can make me wear a hat. That'd be fine, but I normally don't. And someone asked earlier, you see on the last possible dot on the hat, how big is that noggin? Yeah, I've been doing hits.
Yeah, mine's still, yeah.
Terms of space and a slow. So yeah, no, that's how it goes.
Well,
anyway,
it's nice having you, man. Nice to talk to you.
Yeah, a few hours.
Yeah, you guys be able to see him in a few hours. So hopefully till then. But to the next one, y'all. Doses.